in 2000, I started to work with Oxford Leadership. I took the program, the SML, with Brian back in 2004. And in 2008, once I left the corporate world, at least working for a third party, I had the opportunity to start delivering the SML with Telefonica, 2008. And I also started at that point my practice of executive coaching. I love to facilitate, to deliver our programs, but I consider myself as an executive coach that work on an individual face-to-face with executives. And 2 years after starting my business or my professional career as an executive coach, I got in touch with what was vertical learning compared to horizontal learning. So when we talk about vertical learning, when we talk about horizontal learning, it's about skills development, competencies development. It's about what you know. And when we talk about vertical learning, we are talking about mindset transformation. And if we want to transform business for good, I really believe that the first thing we need to do is to transform individuals, to transform the leaders of the organization that we work for. And this is all about vertical learning. Vertical learning is, one definition could be, is the transformation of how a leader feels, thinks, and makes sense of the world. It includes both a radical development in both the mental complexity and emotional intelligence. And what I know for sure is that what we need in the business arena today to transform business for good are leaders who are really well advanced in terms of their consciousness. And this is all about vertical learning. When I started to do executive coaching, I'm a psychologist, my career. And when I started to do executive coaching, I didn't want to start with this soft approach of asking people, okay, what do you feel? Why did you feel it? I wanted something rigorous, as Brian was saying this morning. I wanted something, really rigorous. And then I was looking like crazy about how can I grasp and how can I measure and how can I help my clients develop their mindset transformation. And then I got in touch with two guys. One of these guys is this one. This is Bill Torbert. I don't know if you know him. He's one of the gurus of vertical learning. This is a picture that we took early this year in Alicante, in my place. He came with his wife to visit my family. He came to our place. And then I got in touch with Bill and with David Rook back in 2010. They both are the authors of this also groundbreaking article from Harvard Business Review, 7 Transformations of Leadership. So I got in touch with them by then, 2010. I got trained by them. I was so lucky that I could establish a close relationship with both of them. And I went to visit their homes in Bristol, in the case of Dave, and near Boston, in the case of Bill. And I bring to my practice as an executive coach this methodology, this approach, which is the one which is here. I mean, here we have, which is horizontal learning, is the expansion of what we know, skills, competencies, knowledge, experience. But what about the vertical, which is transformation on how we know? And I can tell you that the way how we know, from my perspective, is as important, if not more, than what we know. And this is all about vertical learning. So I started to work with these guys. By the way, this article is from 2005, and in 2012 was included in this special issue of HBR, 10 must read. So if you want to read just 10 articles on leadership and no more, go to this issue. No? This is what they say. And this article is included in this special issue. So it's really relevant. And I learned with them how to help my clients to learn and to develop in terms of vertical learning, in terms of their mindset. I was so enthusiastic about this idea that I also invited my business partner, Angel. Angel is around there. Yes, there. and Danny Pog, he's joining us later on. And the three of us are starting to develop a coaching executive practice following this approach. Actually, you, Angel, you were trained by Bill also, and then we had a conversation, the three of us, and then he went a couple of times to the US to be trained by Jennifer Garvey-Berger. And she's following the approach of Bob Keegan, another guru on the topic from Harvard University. So we have all these influences, but we are following the methodology, the approach of Bill Torbert. Bill Torbert approach is the one which is the basis for the article, The Future of Leadership, and his work is also prominent in the book, Reinventing Organizations. So my challenge for you, for all of us, is to think about this. This is the different stages of the model, and this is, I'm sure that some of you are, or most of you are familiar. This is a line sharing which is conventional action logics in terms of vertical learning and post-conventional action logics. I believe, and research has proven, that we can only induce, create transformation in our clients and in ourselves if we operate from these later action logics. Strategies now is called transforming, this is not important, and alchemies, which is now called alchemical. This is because Bill and David, it happens everywhere, they split up in 2012. Professionally, they are not working together anymore. And we decided to continue with Bill. In my opinion, Bill Bill and Dave, both of them, are applying these concepts of vertical learning into leadership development in a really rigorous and practical way. And my challenge for all of us is, how are we doing in terms of vertical learning, individually as a company? I love SML. I think it is our flagship is a wonderful program, it's magic, and I love this program. I've done many SMLs, over 100, not as many as some of you, but over 100 so far. And I've seen many lead facilitators, many front-of-the-room facilitators doing the SML. And what I can tell you, that the difference between a good facilitator and a great facilitator is not in the facilitation skills, it's not in the fact that they know the compass, our model, the different steps, the stories behind, the models involved. This is very important. Otherwise, you cannot deliver the SML. But the difference between a good facilitator and a great facilitator, a great facilitation, is in the mindset. It's that the consultant, the coach, the facilitator, whatever we want to call it now, is operating from a mindset which is here, either a strategist or alchemist. This is my experience. This is what I have observed. And in my experience of coaching, as an executive coach, I have also seen that the only way to help our clients to engage them in personal transformation is doing so also if you are already there. If you are already there. This is the only way to do it. And this is a challenge for you, for us as an organization. Where are we in terms of this kind of development? Where are we, each one of us? Erica was talking this morning about a conversation between the ego and the true self. And this conversation can only happen from these action logics, from here. If you are operating as an achiever, as an expert, it's really difficult that you have the ability to split these two different insights in you and to have this conversation. Last year talked also about a group of, you were invited to Portugal, you said? No, to Portugal, or with guys that invited you to have a conversation regarding purpose. They already were there. I'm pretty sure that if they are there, it's because they are already operating from here. Rachel said that my professional background is in human resources management. I've been recruiting people for 15 years. And if I had recruiting responsibilities within Oxford Leadership, I will make sure that we hire not only people that are very good facilitators, or that they had an outstanding background in business acumen, or that they bring a wonderful network of clients to our organization. I would look not only for that, I would make sure that we have the people with the right mindset, because we need it. Because I find out that when we design and develop and deliver a program from our clients, it's not the same, as I told you before. We need to do it from a really advanced action logic. And also, to have the crucial conversation that we need to have at this stage of the company, I also think that we need to have them from a really advanced action logic. We all, even if you are here, when we analyze or we make an assessment of one of our clients, you get information about the center of gravity action logic. It's the place where they operate normally. But you also get the emergent action logic, which is the above, about the center of gravity. And you also get information about the fallback action logic. So in moments of tension, of pressure, of stress, we all fall back behind and operate from an earlier action logic. It's not always the one below yours. In my case, for example, when I'm under stress, under tension, under pressure, I tend to go to the expert action logic, and I become arrogant. The white and black, or black and white thinking comes to me. This is my fallback. So I wonder, how are we doing in terms of self-knowledge about ourselves in terms of this or vertical learning? And as Peter Drucker said, danger in terms of turbulence is not the turbulence itself. It is to act with yesterday's logic. This is my challenge for all of us. Thank you very much.